filing season is almost over with the April 15th deadline fast approaching. Have you done your taxes? Joining us now to discuss and give us some tips is Kathy Pickering. She's Executive Director of the Tax Institute at H&R Block. Kathy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I think this year there are so many questions around tax reform and what the impacts are going to be. So from what you guys are seeing, are people leaving the office in tears more, or are they happy more? Anecdotally, what can you tell us?
You know, so tax reform is the biggest change in the tax code in the last 30 years. And so people have questions, and they've been hearing, oh, taxes are lower, taxes are lower. So everybody has a certain expectation. When they come in, they're thinking, I'm going to get a better refund than I got last year, because that's how we all judge how we did on our taxes. And the reality is we're seeing people are paying lower taxes because everything went down, but they got that tax break all year in their paycheck. And so the refunds, you know, in some cases are lower, and they're judging it all by, oh my gosh, I didn't get the refund that I expected, because they needed to make some adjustments to their withholdings. In other cases, we're seeing people that are getting huge refunds. They're like, oh my goodness, what happened? I wasn't expecting that at all. And they don't trust it because they're like, oh, I don't want to get letters from the IRS. I don't know what happened. And so we're seeing it across the board from both ends of the spectrum, more money, less money. But what people need to know is overall tax liability is down. But if you didn't make adjustments to your W-4, to your withholding, you might not be getting the tax refund that you were expecting.
Now, from the consumer side, I think people were surprised by this. They knew the tax law had changed. They didn't exactly know how, and now they're figuring out in 2019 what impacted them or how it impacted them. Did you guys know this was going to happen when you looked at the tax law, or did you need to see people's W-2s and then you started to realize how withholdings had kind of gotten changed around?
So we've been doing taxes for over 60 years, and so we know a little bit about taxpayer behavior and forecasting. So we knew that if people didn't take action to adjust their withholdings.
And I just learned this year that apparently you can do that, so most people don't know that they can do that.
And we ran a consumer survey, and less than 20% of people did anything to adjust their taxes, because people think, oh, well, I do my W-4 when I start a new job, or maybe I do it when I do the benefits, you know, enrollment. Yep. People don't know. You can adjust your W-4 any time of the year, and you know, you didn't think, oh, I need to do something. Tax reform went into effect, it should just take care of itself, right? People just didn't know. So what we're really trying to advise people right now is when you do your taxes, you have all the information that you need to update your W-4. So talk to your tax advisor and say, okay, what is it that I need to do right now? Because you've got your income, your deductions, your refund. Are you happy with it? Did you get surprised? Now is the time to make the change, because it's March. I mean, we're already 3 months into the year, right? So you want to make those adjustments so that at least, you know, for next year, you're not going to get surprised again.
Kathy, are you getting any Uber and Lyft drivers into H&R Block? I'm asking because they have a cash windfall. They're going to be hit with a cash windfall very soon, and I suspect many of them have not ever seen that type of cash in their pockets all at once.
So we do. We serve a lot of Uber and Lyft drivers, and we actually even have a special reference card for your Uber drivers of, here's when you get this statement, here's where everything goes, here's what you need to do. One of the big changes in tax reform this year is that 20% business income deduction. And so for your self-employed, your small business owners now, they get to take 20% off the top before they even start calculating their taxes, and it's really confusing. So this would be a great year to get some help. You know, obviously we have people in our offices that can help, but we also have a lot of online services. So if somebody wants to do it themselves, they can chat directly with a tax pro and say, oh, I'm an Uber driver, I don't know what to do, and they can get some help that way.
Anything new you've rolled out just to service those workers?
We have a brand new service we're so excited about. It's called Tax Pro Go. And basically you start it on your mobile phone, because everybody has a mobile phone. You can take pictures of your documents and upload it, and then you hand it off to a tax pro, and they do it.
So no shoebox anymore, I guess. That's what I
Unless you
usually do.
like that. We'll serve you however you want.
Put all your receipts in the shoebox. You don't do that?
Jen, tell us you don't do that.
What do you run a business? I don't even get receipts.
Since we have you though, so you don't have to go on and start this on your the app. What are the common mistakes? So like the pitfalls that you guys see that really anybody watching can avoid?
So very, very basic things that people overlook, like you need to have your social security numbers for yourself, your spouse, your kids.
Okay.
You need to get the names right. You know, sometimes with newlyweds, the woman changes her name, but she didn't update social security. Little things like that can be really simple and can cause problems. And then as we start getting into filing status, people might not get the right filing status, or they talk to their buddy and they said, oh, well, it's better if you do this status instead of that one. So very simple things, and you could be missing out on some tax benefits if you don't claim the right status. And then the other thing is there's some really important credits that are very rich and valuable for children, like earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, and people might not think they're eligible for it, so they don't even bother to claim it, and then you're just leaving money on the table.
Yeah, you guys also did a survey about fun facts of mistakes people make when they're doing other things, and 14% of them were drinking alcohol where they're doing their taxes, 11% were yelling at their children, and 10% fighting with their significant other. So just don't do that. Kathy Pickering.
I'm going to do my taxes. I
Right
want to have a beer while I do my taxes.
You might make a mistake, apparently.
That's right, that's right.
Kathy Pickering of H&R Block, thank you so much.
Thank you.